All right, everyone, here we go. This is an all signs reading. All right, doesn't matter what your sign is, straight up energy reading. This is in place of this week's Friday reading, just so everyone knows. Somebody already fast forwarded and they didn't hear me say that, but that's fine. This is in place of this week's Friday reading. There will be a weekly reading. That'll be done tomorrow, of course. That being said, because I want to take a look at the first week of January, this is for Venus in Sagittarius. All right, and there's no better energy to pull on than finding out what someone's thinking and feeling, which is what the Friday reading usually is. So that's why. No other reason, really. That being said, what is Venus in Sagittarius? Well, it's a beautiful energy. It is. It's very free-spirited energy. It's beautiful. It could be described as euphoric, orgasmic. It releases in the body what are called endorphins. It pleases. It activates the pleasure centers of the brain. It's a great energy. And you're going to hear that all over the place. Your horoscopes, other readings, sure. Yeah, I bet it gets a lot of views. I have no doubt. I'm opening my reading saying some glorious things. Wow, it's beautiful. Venus in Sagittarius. In fact, it's got that free spirit aspect to it. And it's been coming up in readings quite a bit lately, where you're on the DM side, there's a core energy in their soul, who they really are, that's really repressed. It's sort of a free spirit in there. Sure. Yeah, and a lot of that, and on varying levels, some of them more than others, but yeah, that gets released with Venus in Sagittarius, sure. Yeah, okay. But the problem here with this particular Venus in Sagittarius, all that sounds great, is we've been talking about January being a setup month, and it is. And it's a setup month because of, otherwise it wouldn't be if not for the fact that Jupiter is going direct in Taurus in about 2 days. I think it's on the 30th. I'm going to pull on it on Sunday. And it's an energy that will add to this reading. Not duplicate it, add to it. And what's going on here is Sagittarius is a sign that's ruled by Jupiter. Okay? So Jupiter plays a big role here with Venus in Sagittarius. Jupiter is in Taurus. It's an earthy sign. So the way that works, if I were to give an analogy, is it's a bit like, with Venus in Sagittarius, a hippy-dippy person planning a party. They got all kinds of ideas, there's colors, there's flowers everywhere, and there's rainbows, and there's unicorns, right? But they're planning a party with a friend of theirs, we'll call them Taurus, Jupiter Taurus, that's their full name. And that person's like, whoa, slow down, Beck Mona. You can't have unicorns. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, and blah, blah, blah. So it's a bit of a reality check, if you will. So there's going to be, with Venus in Sagittarius, there's a lot of that free spirit that opens up. When Jupiter goes direct, it adds an energy of what can be expanded on, right? Jupiter expands everything it touches, but it only expands what's possible, not what's impossible, okay? That's kind of the point I'm trying to make here. But yeah, Venus in Sagittarius, it's beautiful. It's going to be interesting to pull on and single it out. Here in the pre-shuffle, everything I just talked about showed up. Pretty much. Pretty much. So let's go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, or you found Steve Lovechair, or you're here for a reason, this reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timelines. Let them go through this. The energy's attached to you, right? All right. So in the pre-shuffle, here are just on the surface. Anybody can pull a surface read. It's pretty much 9 of Cups crossed by the 8 of Wands, right? That's Jupiter and Sagittarius straight up. I'll tell you what, that energy. Go for the pie in the sky. Go for it. Go for it. Talking about to yourself, releasing, feeling good, moving forward about all these things that would make you happy, right? I talked about pleasure centers in the brain. It's an orgasmic, euphoric energy. Sure. Really feeling that free spirit released. Yeah. Slow the fuck down. Underneath that is the Hangman, okay? And this is, again, it's the energy I just talked about. Underneath the Hangman is justice. All right, it's a practical energy here. It's about looking at things from an even perspective to see what's possible. Where's the energy balance? Because some of this is out of balance. Out of balance energy, we often say, is unhappiness to us in the 3D, but it's also the impossible, right? If something's impossible, if you're trying to do something that's impossible, you're actually knocking energy out of balance, okay? That being said, it's about this practical energy that comes in, which probably a little bit of Jupiter direct sneaking in here, talks about what's possible in the long term. The person learns something about themselves in this energy, though, with the Page of Pentacles, and they charge forward on that reality. Okay, but this energy plays through. All right, they're gonna feel that free spirit that's always in there inside them, released a little bit. You're gonna feel it too, but you're also gonna have a practical perspective that goes along with it. So let's shuffle the deck. All right, this first card out's before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? We're pulling on Venus in Sagittarius. All right, and I described it nicely. It is. It's on its own. It's a fabulous energy. You know? But it always is an energy that ties with Jupiter. So we have to look at Jupiter energy when we look at it. Jupiter is a big planet, the biggest planet in our solar system. It has a big influence. It is a powerful energy. In my top energies that affect us, it's the sun, the moon, the Earth's magnetic field, and Jupiter is right up there in the top 4, you know. So it's very strong energy. Let's go. And my nose is running like a DM today. I'll tell you what is going on? Okay. Why are we here? Chariot. Yeah. We're here because somebody wants to move forward. Somebody wants to act on this stuff. The free spirit. You talk about free spirit, you picture a horse, right? Like a wild stallion out running across the plains, right? Yeah. They want to. But there's a control element here. You know, there's a reality that needs to set in. But yeah. It's stuff they're going to want to move forward on. Your person, in my earlier analogy, is the hippy-dippy person planning the party with unicorns and rainbows and all kinds of things. I want this, I want that soulmate I ran from, I'm sick of my, you know, all that comes up. But there is a practical reality that sets in, and I want my people, you guys watching me, to know that. Because you're going to get a lot of readings and a lot of horoscopes about how glorious the Venus and Sagittarius energy is, and there is a catch in this particular round of it. Okay, underneath that is 10 of Cups. A card I often tell you is pie in the sky, hazy dream energy. All those hazy dreams, all those pie in the sky kind of things, a little fairyland here, they're going to want to move forward on. Okay, but there is that, and you'll see it on Sunday when I pull on Jupiter direct. There is that, well, slow your roll, motherfucker. Can't have a unicorn at the party. Where are we going to get a unicorn? You know, that kind of thing. A hippy-dippy person planning a party with a very practical person. That's exactly the analogy you need here. All right, let's shuffle the deck. Let's go. It's a general reading. It is what it is. I'm going to shuffle the deck. I always like to make sure there's reality here. You know, that's my role. So let's go. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Venus in Sagittarius universe. Let's go. Let's do it. Give me a reading. Let's see where we go here. This is going to be, yeah. There we go. Overall energy of everything that falls on the table is the love geese. Another fucking rainbow. I got rainbows all over this damn reading. Yeah, there it is. Love geese are in the air. Somebody is feeling themselves, they're feeling great. This is a euphoric energy. This is an energy in certain frequencies that can release those endorphins and the pleasure centers of the brain. What's fueling it? King of Swords. King of Swords, my King of Truth. The King of Swords doesn't act on things that can't be done, right? If the great horned owl doesn't think he can get the rat, he's not going to chance it and risk flying into a tree. Otherwise, you'd find dead great horned owls everywhere that flew into trees. They're always hitting trees. They're fun to watch. I take pictures of them. I'm a bird watcher. It's fun. This one hit the tree at about 40 miles an hour. It was unreal. No! What's practical? What can happen? And I know swords is not a practical thing, but this is my King of Truth. And he's a king. You know, generally speaking, you don't get to be a king if you're an idiot. You know, in this respect, a lot of kings were. But all right, let's go. Our reading's on the flip. So let's do it. All right, right here's the energy around your connection with Venus in Sagittarius. Right here is the 3D energies around your person. Right here's their soul. This is the hidden energy, message from the universe, red with the energy of your connection. Right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify everything and throw some universe cards over the top, and you bet your sweet asses, and I know they are, there's going to be a link for an extended in the description. All right? And I will pull on you at the opening of that extended if you don't show up here. Or even if you do, I will still pull on you because I want to see what kind of influence this has on you. I think for you guys, like I always say, I think you deal with this energy a lot better than they do, than the other side, than the DM side. Most of you are DFs. You know, that's what my channel attracts. So, okay, energy around your connection, the world. Somebody seeing it under new stars, under new light, in new energy. A new cycle of this connection is beginning. We're just past the Cancer full moon, which is the next chapter in this particular soulmate cycle. It's the energetic new year for the soulmate cycle itself. It is right here. Yeah. These love geese are flying. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. It's that free spirit. It's new energy. It feels fresh. It feels new to somebody. If not you, the other side, maybe both sides. What's the 3D energies around this person, whoever this energy belongs to, that flew in here? The Hermit. There's a lot of soul here. I'm going to say that. There's a lot of soul. Somebody, it's quite literal because it's a tortoise here, but somebody's coming out of their shell here. But the shell is still there. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody's coming out of there. The turtle can come out of his shell. We use that as a catchphrase sometimes. See, that person's coming out of their shell, you know, that kind of thing. But when we look at it in terms of an actual tortoise or turtle, whatever, the shell is still there. There's only so much they can do. This card backs up exactly what I was saying. The hippy-dippy person who wants rainbows and unicorns at the party, and the practical person with them, keeping them in line. It's a checks and balances. The energy is checking and balancing itself. Okay? All right. Their soul is here. It bookends the world. It's red with the world, the energy of your soul connection, of course. Their soul is here. Another circle. We got a lot of circles here. I like that. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. It's a new beginning. Aces are always new beginnings. But in this context, it's that free spirit is opening up, but there's a practical side to it. There's a practicality that sort of keeps things in balance. Somebody here wants the new beginning. They're coming out of their shell, but the shell is still there. They're still kind of constrained by it. Okay. All right. Hidden energy, message from the universe, red with the world. 9 of Swords. It's anxiety. I'm not going to say 9s are the end in tarot. I know somebody thought I was going to say that, I'm sure. No, that's not why this fell here. It's about the discombobulated critter. There's anxiety here. Okay, imagine you have some kind of crazy fantasy and you're all excited and you run and tell your friend about it. I've got this idea. I've got this thing. It's making me feel good. I was up all night writing plans for it. And then they kind of shoot it down a little bit, you know. Sort of a reality bites type energy. It creates an energy of anxiety. That's all. We'll find out more about that when we get there, when we clarify. What's the potential final outcome? I wonder. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. Slow your roll. You can come out of your shell all you want, but if the shell is still attached, there's still things you can't do. Okay? 7 of Pentacles. It's harvest time. It is the right energy at the right time. All right? This is a setup month that we're moving into. 7 of Pentacles right there. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been talking about January having a boring streak going through it. It's a boring card. It's a boring card to have in our final outcome. But you're not here to get roses and rainbows. All right? Is it communication? Though the energy is right for it, it's up to this person. But I think this energy is really sort of, when it blends, especially when it blends with Jupiter going direct, is really the setup for things, you know. These geese have to be real. You know, they might want to go farther south, but there's only as far as they can go. You know, there's only a point where, you know, well, we're not going to be able to fly over an ocean, so we need to kind of stop here, right? There's a stopping point here at some point. All right, let's clarify. Let's talk to the witches, which randomly at the bottom has a Fool. That's very encouraging. And what is up with my nose today? Running like a DM. All right. The world. Why is it here? This is the most auspicious card in the deck. It's the most powerful card in the deck, and it's in the position of your connection. Okay? So the connection is what they're sort of pie in the skying right now within this energy. But there are some, you know, you certainly can realize there are some practicalities involved with it. There are some things that just can't be done, right? You know, so this is going to bring up a lot of fantasies, this energy, for you guys too. A lot of fantasies and things like that. Fine, enjoy it, flow with it, all right? But take them for what they are. I think the DM side is going to take the fantasies a little too seriously. A little too seriously. Yeah, come out of your shell, but you still got the shell. It's still a weight around you, right? All right. We'll see. We'll see where we go. I'd still say they definitely learned something here with that Seven of Pentacles there. Why is the World here? Why? Yeah. The Nine of Wands. Somebody's tired of being restrained. Somebody attached to this connection is tired of being held back, tired of not feeling this, and the energy of this connection flows freely. In other words, the happiness to it, the love to it. You see the sun? This wall isn't enough to stop it. It flows freely through the wall. And there's a tired energy attached to this. Somebody's tired of the wall. All right? What's on top? 8 Swords. Yeah. Very much in their head about this. This isn't generally... The energy coming off of this is not a typical 8 of Swords, where I would say someone's in their head, they're overthinking, you know, thinking about emotions, all that kind of thing. Not really. This is just saying that they're really, really focused on this. But they're missing, again, she blindfolded. They're really, really thinking about this, yes, but they're missing some things because there's a blindfold on. They're missing some realities. So it's just backing up the read. It is. There's a practical energy here in the soul. All right? Their soul is awake. There's a lot of soul energy here. The energy is right for that to happen, which in net result would create a lot of anxiety for this person on some level. Why is the 8 Swords here? 2 of Pentacles. Right. I'm only drawn to the clouds behind this person. Okay? So again, it just backs up what I said here. Someone's weighing options, but they're weighing all of the... In this Venus and Sagittarius, they're weighing all of the pie in the sky options. It's sort of like I said, the hippy-dippy friend, the hippy-dippy person planning the party, and the practical friend. This, where your connection's concerned, the practical friend hasn't shown up yet. The universe is saying, on its own, briefly, Jupiter in Sagittarius will, Venus in Sagittarius, my bad, will cause this. Will cause someone to only focus on the pie in the sky side with a blindfold on. Then when Jupiter goes direct in Taurus and comes in, it adds the practicality. But for a brief period, for a brief moment, 48 hours maybe, this is what's going on here. Okay, somebody really focused on this connection, but focused on all the roses and rainbow side of it. Only. One-sided. Okay. The Hermit. Why is the Hermit here? Tell me about the Hermit. Somebody coming out of their shell, but the shell's still attached. But there's a lot of soul here. This person's going to be having dreams, no doubt about it. Whoever this energy is, their dreams are going to be erotic. Okay? Not erratic. Erotic. Okay? That's for sure. I get that. Well, you don't know what's going on in the shell, right? Don't ask. That's a don't ask, don't tell tortoise right there. You don't know. Inside that shell. All right, let's go. Somebody's free spirit coming out to play. All right? Definitely. Why do you think love flowed so freely in the 60s and 70s with all the hippies and all that kind of stuff? They came out of their shell. There was all soul. It was out of balance in its own way. It was a little too much soul, which resulted in a snapback because the 60s hippie movement ended abruptly at Altamont. Okay, with some bloodshed, if you will. It kind of had a slap back. You know, summer love is over. That's about that. You know, it was too much of that. You got to have balance. You always have to have balance. All right. Anyway, the Rolling Stones concert there. Yeah. Hermit, what's going on? Tell me about it. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Ace of Cups. Yeah, somebody got a whole new lease on life. These dreams, these fantasies, whatever it is, really awakening. Really awakening that free spirit. No doubt about it. It's flowing. It's flowing real nice. What's on top? The 4 of Cups. Oh, there's just this disappointment attached to this energy. There's a disappointment because it's like later. Right? This is a think back. It's a hazy energy. Right? He was at the pond here or at the stream with this girl, but he didn't bang the girl and blah, blah, blah. Now someone's thinking back. Why? Why didn't I? My God. You know? It's like that. Oh, why is the 4 of Cups here? Yeah. The King of Wands. Yeah. Their ego is shut down. The ego is shut down in this energy. That's the one good side. The Burger King is closed. The health department shut it down. Right? Got an F on the window. Don't go in there. Right? The ego is shut down a bit here. And it hurts someone's ego to even feel these dreams. It hurts because the King of Wands doesn't want to fall in love. But there's an energy here of somebody who's very much in love. No doubt. We got remember, the Lovers is the overall energy here. Let's pull on this Ace of Pentacles in the soul. What's going on? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Ace of Pentacles. Well, I notice it's big wood. Okay, so if your person's a dude, hey, listen, I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy. I just noticed as soon as I looked at it, the words big wood came into my, yeah, I bet they are. Wet dreams on crack. I believe it. No doubt. Your person's a dude, they got big wood. Person's a chick, it's big wet. One or the other. It's a wet log. Either way, there's some wood here. What's going on? It is what it is. I get messages. I get energy comes in as feelings. I translate it into words, and I just tell it like it is. That's it. I get it in weird ways too. I get it a lot through music. That's really my primary for sure. Song lyrics, things like that. Okay. Well, speaking of which, victory. It's about that energy I said of what's possible and what's there's a lot of soul here, but there's a lot of your person's free will that's got to determine what they're going to do. I said I get a lot of through songs, and as soon as I threw this, a song came to mind. It's one we've had before. It's from Jethro Tull. It's called Thick as a Brick. I think it's one of the parts, part 1, part 2, one of them. Anyway, there's a line in that song about in this case it refers to energy, but the line is, I can make you feel, but I can't make you think. Okay? It's like that. It's that kind of energy. The feelings are flowing. It's up to them. The victory is up to them here, the new beginning. It's up to them. It depends. I think it depends heavily on how strong this Four of Cups disappointment energy is. What's on top? So the universe is like, I can make them feel, but I can't make them think, Steve. Yeah, okay. I get it. Right. So there's a lot of free will in play here. What's on top? Yeah. The High Priestess. Yep. Making them feel. It's flowing. Absolutely. Definitely flowing. It's a flowing High Priestess. Yep. The universe is making them feel. The energy is making them feel. The energy is just right for that to happen. Why is the High Priestess here? Moon. It's bringing up a lot of things for them to feel. Things that they pushed back for a long time. Things that they've been afraid to look at. They're not afraid to look at here. They're not afraid to feel it. They can still, with their brain, shut it down. But they are feeling them. They are coming up. Some of these dreams I talked about may be erotic. Yeah, they could be. A lot of them will be. But some of them are their own little personal nightmare. Okay? On some level. Which is why, it depends how disappointed they get. They may try to puff up to protect themselves. Hey, it's just reality. Some of them will. But a lot of them, this Burger King is shut down. Okay? Can't have it your way. Got to have it the way. All right? What's going on here? 9 of Swords. So I know that because, in part because our next card out is anxiety. Nightmares. Waking up from nightmares kind of a thing. Yeah, I see that now. Now I get it. All right. 9 of Swords. Tell me about it. Now, this is just us talking to the universe. In this case, it's separate from the reading. Okay? It could be a dose of reality sets in because they're very one-sided. Only, when the hippy-dippy person is planning the party by themselves, there's unicorns, rainbows, there's all kinds of elves running around giving people things, and it's real fantasy land. But when reality sets in, when the Taurus Jupiter shows up, what's possible, what's not possible gets scratched off the list. And perhaps the net result is some anxiety, but this is definitely tied to what I said around the moon and High Priestess here. What's going on with the 9 of Swords? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. I got to see what's fueling that. Sorry, my nose is running like a DM again. Yeah, Page of Cups. This energy on the plus side, the universe trying to say here, this energy here is you want this to happen. You want this to play out. It's changing this person on a soul level, which is the only place true change can happen. Okay? It's awakening them. Can we phrase it that way? All right. It's good. That's good. However, it feels more like as it awakens them, they're awakening from their own personal nightmare. Probably because of this, what I talked about over there. What's on top? 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Somebody here is planning a new start, wants a new start, wants this connection. Okay. What's the next card? The 8 of Wands. Yeah. And they're going to go for it. They're just going to go for it because of this energy. The universe seems to think it's corrected me. Sometimes I get corrected. This is communication in the final outcome. It's long awaited for communication. The seeds that caused this communication were planted a long time ago. This energy is good for you in this connection. It's good for you with a runner soulmate. It's good for you with other DM energies attached to you. Okay? It's very good. I like it. Yep. Somebody's going to communicate this, but I suspect I'm going to pull one more card out. The World. This is red with this. Yeah, it does tie. It's separate from the reading, but it does tie with this a little bit because I got the World here and I got the World here. I think the fantasy of what they think this conversation is going to be with you and the reality are two different things. I don't mean it could be your reaction is different, or it could just be the words come out different than what they fantasized about, because probably after Jupiter gets in play. I don't know. But it definitely, all of this ties to this. The universe also saying on some level they're getting in their own way by only focusing on the fantasy side. So it's a bit of divine timing, the energy being perfect, with Jupiter going direct to balance things out. So balance is being created within the energy. So that's great. So let's see. 7 Pentacles. Crazy. It's a very auspicious card, but somebody got pie in the sky here in this energy a little too much. I think the reality of it may surprise them, because I say that because the 2 cards that fall here, one is red with 4 cups, the other is red with King of Wands. So, you know, you might want to temper yourself for the final outcome as well, right? Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I do, but I don't. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? What's the final on this? I'm more interested, quite frankly, in what's crossing it. And I'm about to find out. Yeah, see? 7 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, hey, somebody's coming at you. There's communication here. But they've got a false notion of what's going to happen. All right? I'll add to my analogy. Hippy-dippy person planning party. All kinds of crazy nonsense that can't happen. Right? Fantasies, unicorns. Practical person, practical friend, also planning party, scratching things off that can't happen, right? And then hippy-dippy person erases that and rewrites it. So all the fantasy stuff is there. So it's a bit of their own personal devil, their own demons, their own, because this is mild devil energy. Their own inner demons are sort of working to the advantage of the fantasy side, rather than trying to discourage. The devil energy is now encouraging. And the net result is some deception, some false perception of how things are going to go. Okay? That's all. Or how it could go. All right? All right, what's on top? 6 of Swords. Yeah. They want to smooth this out. This disappointment, I said already, rewind. I said whether they show up or not based on the cards I pulled here. Because the universe is like, I can make them feel, Steve, but I can't make them think. Right? Taken from thick as a brick. From fucking Jethro Tull. That said, and that's a strong message. One thin little lyric. So I said it depends how affected they are by this disappointment for not performing, shall we say, at the stream here. It depends. They definitely want to smooth this out, but it depends a lot on how strong they feel the disappointment, which will in turn be affected by how erotic these dreams are, how intense these dreams are. Okay? Why is 6 of Swords here? 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Well, why is it? Why do they want to move things on to calmer waters? Well, because, well, duh, they feel winter. Here, I just got done saying it depends how strong the disappointment is. But more than that, the 5 of Pentacles is read with the King of Wands here. This behavior, the ones that puff themselves up, it's just going to get colder. They're going to be outside without a jacket, and they realize that. There's a lot of inherent, and if you think about it, it makes sense. There's a lot of shame here for this ego behavior, for the way they behaved. He should be ashamed for the way he behaved with this girl, right? You don't have to sit there with your arms crossed and make her feel not wanted. You know, that's like a runner, right? They make you feel not wanted. That's why the DF side had to work on their self-worth to not feel that way. To say, hey, that's on them if they ran. I'm great, right? It's your loss, motherfucker, right? Like that. So, again, this person, there's a lot of shame in the energy for their behavior. And that, in and of itself, kind of enhances the dreaminess of this energy. The free spirit starts flowing. It wants to make things right. I just think there's some delusion on their side as to how it's going to play out and how it's going to be whatever. This is an energy that can make someone like this with the blindfold on, making plans with a blindfold on, making decisions with a blindfold on. It can make them, you know, not see the forest for the trees, so to speak, right? And just assume that they're going to show up because it's all fantasy. Free-spirited energy, Venus and Sagittarius, they're going to show up and you're just going to fall at their feet, right? Your dress or your pants fall right off and everything is all, slow your roll, motherfucker. It's probably not going to happen, right? But universe backs me up here. 7 of Swords crossing here is fueled by the 2 of Wands. They're making plans, and I said it here, making plans or making decisions, making plans. 2 of Wands, setting the intention, but that intention is a bit delusional on some level, and it's the nature of the energy. Ideally, we want to see what happens in the Jupiter reading. We want to see how many of them are balanced out by that practical friend who crosses out the unicorns on the list, kind of a thing. Some of them will be. All right. Okay. Let's pull 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. See what else the universe wants to tell you. And then I'm going to go pull some wicked voodoo on this. I do have a devil on the table. It's right here. Mild devil energy on that 7 of Swords. I got disappointment here. I got you to pull on. I got a pyramid to pull, which is a supercharged version of this reading. We'll go deeper. And I got nightmares to pull on here. I got things they pushed back. And that's what I want to see. All right? We'll see where we go. For now, if you want the extended, the link's in the description. For now, we're going to ask the universe what else it wants to tell you. And I suspect, from the way these cards feel, it's got something to say. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Emperor. And it's crossed. The Page of Wands, our base energy, is crossed by the Page of Cups. It feels stupid. Okay? I've said that to you before, but it's the easiest way to describe the energy. Somebody here is going to be holding back a little bit, okay? We've got an energy of holding back. We've got someone here who's coming in. The environmental energy is both communication. In the baseline here, it's all communication, but it's on a page level. It's on a page level, and I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to clarify the Emperor to find out what's holding back the Emperor here from being a balanced Emperor. Why is this communication, any communication you get based in this energy is on a page level? Meaning in the dreams, they're the Emperor. In the dreams, in the fantasy, and when making the list and all of that. But the reality is a page in real life. And that fuels the disappointment around the 4 of Cups as well. It's someone who feels like, well, why do I have to puff myself up to do things? Why am I like that? Now, I don't know if they're going to go that deep or go down rabbit holes like that. You know, if you reach this point, you might. You might ask the questions. I'm not sure if they will. I'm going to just real quick get some clarity on that Emperor. Why is that Emperor a page? Why is it not an Emperor? What happens? What's the disconnect here? What is it? Yeah. Three of Swords. That's all I need. It's just somebody here. It's like a gun-shy dog, right? If you're a hunter and you have a dog, you know if they get gun-shy, you can't take them. What causes them to get gun-shy is a lot of different things, okay? Usually what happens is somebody shoots and it's too close to their ear, or it ricochets off a tree near them, and the sound of that, it freaks them out a little bit. Because usually what happens is the shot already happens and then the dog runs out and gets the bird and brings it back. Whatever the case, we got a gun-shy dog here. You've got somebody who is so focused on what happened before, right? And there's so much disappointment here that it just gets scaled down to a page a little bit when they show up. Okay, someone who's a little gun-shy about getting hurt again. And I always tell you, when it comes to love, you can't be. In the fantasies, they're not. That energy is gone. But the fear shows up in reality, okay? It just does. I'm going to pull the other two cards. That's part of why the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, that's why it's here. There's 8 swords. And that's here because of this, the Four of Wands. With the Four of Wands here. Why is the Eight of Swords here, the Four of Wands, the 3? This is a gun-shy dog. It's somebody who failed, we'll say failed, once before to go down the proper path. So they're figuring, why wouldn't I fail again? That's in reality. In the fantasy world, everything is glorious. And that's why, in part, we get a little bit of deception in how they show up, a little bit of delusion. Might be a lot of them puff themselves up. The King of Wands energy is there still a little bit, and they puff themselves up. It's possible. But you got a gun-shy dog. That's what you're dealing with. You could easily diffuse that, much easier than you can with a dog. It's pretty hard to take care of in a dog, but with a person, you can just ease their mind. That's all. Again, I wrote about it. I talked about it in the January readings. I wrote about it in the January write-up. Your empathy is your superpower. Use it. All right? If somebody shows up and they're not what they're not behaving right, try to figure out why. Don't just blame them for it and yell at them, oh, you're a fucker. Well, if they're a fucker, why? Why are they an asshole? There's some reason underneath it. The answer can be quite fascinating, and it can teach you something about yourself, or at least about human nature, which can help you go through life a little better and read people a little better. It can. Empathy will serve you well here this month. So that's where we're at. It's pretty, they're definitely going to be dreaming about you this month. Definitely going to be, or during this transit of Venus for a few weeks, they're definitely going to be doing that. Thinking about, dreaming about, all of it. And it's going to be very pie in the sky. That inner free spirit in this person is released at points during this transit. And that's very cool. It's just that Jupiter going direct that puts a little reality on it, even though a good number of them seem to erase that reality and come back to fantasy land. Which I suspect, because these are pages, is the only way that they can show up, right? Kids are very brave. These are children. Kids are very brave. They're very brave in part because they're very fantasy-based, right? They're very, well, in their own minds, they're very delusional, It's just what it is. Kids do crazy things. Runners do crazy things. DM soulmates in this cycle do crazy things. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, the link's in the description. It should be fun. Should be an interesting extended for sure. I don't know. Whatever. Do what you want. Link's there. I hope this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. Stay tuned tomorrow for the weekly reading for the first week of January 2024. And on Sunday, I'm going to try to hit the last day of the year. I'm going to try to hit Jupiter direct. I want to let it get going for a day or so. Okay? All right. That's your reading. Good luck.